This season, Instacart has your back to school. As in, they've got your back to school lunch favorites, like snack packs and fresh fruit. And they've got your back to school supplies, like backpacks, binders, and pencils. And they've got your back when your kid casually tells you they have a huge school project due tomorrow. Let's face it, we were all that kid. So first call your parents to say I'm sorry, and then download the Instacart app to get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes all school year long. Get a $0 delivery fee for your first 3 orders while supplies last. Minimum $10 per order. Additional terms apply.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you if people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else? Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.
Congratulations! You've connected with the Pulpit Perspectives podcast. Join Reverend Doctor Kent Lundy as he connects with pastors where they preach, literally at the pulpit of their church. It's a point of view with purpose and personality that informs and inspires with real-life stories from great preachers you need to know. Your host is Reverend Doctor Kent Lundy. Let's join Kent at a pulpit with a fresh perspective from his guest preacher.
Hello and welcome to Pulpit Perspectives podcast. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Pulpit Perspectives podcast exists to create connections among clergy and their congregations. Today I'm coming to you from the chancel of Immanuel United Methodist Church in South Bend, Indiana, standing here with their pastor, Pastor Sandy Atkinson. Sandy, welcome to Pulpit Perspectives podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So what are you celebrating?
What are we celebrating in the church?
Church life? What are you celebrating?
Well, we are still celebrating Easter. We're in the Easter season and have spent some time telling the congregation that Easter's not one day, that Easter starts on Resurrection Sunday, but it goes to Pentecost. And we've been doing a series of Easter called Easter Challenge, which basically each week talking about, this week I want you to read scripture 10 minutes a day. If you haven't been doing it, do it just this week. That's all you're promising, kind of thing. And that kind of thing to each week there's a challenge. And so we're just celebrating that we have a vibrant, warm, loving congregation who always engage with me in a positive attitude. Whether they do what they say, I don't know, but but they're receptive to me telling them. So,
okay. All right. I like it. So who nurtured and inspired your call to ministry?
My last couple of pastors, it started with Pastor Mike Butler, who was at Good Shepherd in Granger and now retired living in Florida and all that kind of good stuff. But as I was active in the church at that point, as most, many middle-aged women are, but really started telling me I should go to lay academy classes, and started having me preach when he was away or do smaller parts to get me up front. And he was the first that said, you really should be a pastor. And then since then, almost any pastor I've had, as they come new to the church, we start getting involved, have continued to encourage me. And then Pastor Mike Settles that I had at Good Shepherd's just most recently before I came here was like, you should have done this years ago. Come on. And he was kind of part of getting me to take that step, which I resisted for a number of years.
And here you are.
And here I am.
So how long have you been the pastor here at Immanuel United Methodist Church?
I'm just finishing my 3rd year. June will be the end of my 3rd year.
Okay. 3 years. All right. So what do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? My husband and I love to travel, and we've reached the point in our life we love to cruise on big cruise ships, and we want to do at least one a year at this point in our life. This year we're actually doing 2, It's, we love to travel and just to go somewhere new. And we love the old places where we can go to museums and ancient churches over in Europe and that kind of stuff. So we love to travel and visit family when traveling. When we're home, you just seem so busy, like there's barely time to think of what do you do. I'm still in course of study classes, so periodically, like, that's everything. But I like crafts, like scrapbooking and some other kind of crafty things if I truly have downtime, or reading. I read a lot.
Okay. Any particular genre that you read, or?
I do read like helpful books and things that the district recommends. I've read almost, anything they've brought up, but mostly I prefer mysteries. But I'll read science fiction. Those be the two big categories, and I just like to read.
Okay, good for you. So what is your go-to Bible verse?
It changes periodically. I would say right now, this is so hard. There's just so many good ones.
It's not fair. I know.
It's like there's so many. It's a big, long book, Yeah. Lately, I have been really into verses about healing because my husband had been sick, very sick, and one of my really good friends is experiencing that. And so just kind of looking up healing passages and praying things, by his stripes we are healed, and that kind of theme around, if I'm purposely going to scripture to say, this is what I need to pray about right now, that would be what I'm using right now.
Okay. All right. So who or what keeps you humble?
Every week when I write my sermon and start, researching things and looking at things, and, every week I learn something new. Every week I hear or learn about a new perspective where what I thought was true is honestly debatable. So that keeps me humble. I still have butterfly nerves when I get up in front of the congregation each week. So when I lead communion, I still have that whole like I'm not worthy to do this. Like, I'm just me. What am I doing up here kind of feeling? Because it is still really, really, really new. And anytime we have a visit from our son, who's in his 20s, he makes sure to point out anytime I'm wrong, and that keeps me humble too.
What a gift.
What a gift, yes.
And he provides that service for free?
For free.
For free.
Anytime we get together.
Wow.
He's home this week for a week working remotely, but, he routinely points out that I don't, we don't make food with good ingredients. We don't buy the quality, and nobody eats American cheese anymore. We need to have Gruyere,
Oh, wow. Well, okay. I guess you gotta love him. Yes. If you only had one preacher to listen to the rest of your life, who would that one preacher be?
I really love listening to David Jeremiah's voice. When I look at his picture, it doesn't look like it should come from him. Like I don't connect for whatever reason. Yeah. But he was one of the first that I listened to in the car when I found a weekly time when I was commuting at that point, working elsewhere, and that I had, this every day. So he was like the first one that I really listened to sermons elsewhere than in church. And so now since then, I listen to a lot more and reach out a little more, but honestly, like, I could just listen to his voice. It's just, I like what he says too. It's not that I'm oblivious to it, but I just really like his voice.
Okay. All right. Good to know. So who are you, Mary or Martha?
I am definitely not the one running around cleaning up. Not that I don't think I practice good hospitality when I have guests, but I am much more of the time is so much more important than almost anything else. That don't when my husband gets up when we have guests and starts load the dishwasher or something, it's like, no, get back in here. The dishwasher will wait, but right now we have time. And particularly as I get older, it gets even stronger, but I've been that way. So for a long time, like I want to be in the moment. I want to appreciate and enjoy this moment. And hey, if my carpets don't get vacuumed for a couple months, hey, I've just had a good time. But so definitely I am not out there cleaning. I'm sitting at Jesus's knee and the other guests and being in the moment.
Good for you. Good for you. So pretend with me, you're going to go axe throwing. Okay. So
Okay.
just pretend, just go with
I've
me.
never been.
Okay. Well,
New experience.
you're going to go axe throwing, and you can bring one person from the Bible to go axe throwing with. Who is that one person?
Samson, without a doubt.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I want to learn from the best. And if we're going to play like another team at the axe throwing bar, we're going to win. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm axe throwing, I want Samson.
Right.
He's just going to clean up the competition. And so when I'm terrible at it, it won't matter because we're winning.
Because if he's good at the jawbone thing.
He's strong. Like he's got to be able to whip an axe
Right.
across like 20 feet or whatever they do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even going to be close.
no, I want to win.
Everybody's going to be playing for second that
Yeah.
night.
I want to win. So he's on my team.
Samson and Sandy.
Yep. That's us.
World champion axe throw.
Absolutely. We're the two-man team.
There you
we're
go.
good.
I can see the t-shirts.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
t-shirts. Samson and Sandy. Yeah. Okay.
That's what we're doing. That's who I want.
I like it. I like it. All right. So what do you, what would you like, or what do you hope your fellow clergy know? When you think about your fellow clergy, what do you hope they know?
They know about me, or they just know?
They just know.
They just know.
They just know.
I hope they know that whatever doubts they're feeling about themselves and what they're doing, that everybody has them, that we are all doubting, and maybe some of us more than others, newer ones or something. But, we all, and I'm sure all pastors go through periods of doubt, and that God, you're here and you're doing it. So God has called you here. And so don't second guess yourself. Don't doubt that we're all in that boat, and God's called you and you're here. And then number 2 would be, so take care of yourself and take your time off and be good to yourself. Don't feel like you can't miss a Sunday and not take vacations and all that. No, again, I'm back to I want to go enjoy every moment. So be good to yourself and take care of that. That's 2. You asked for 1, but
No. You want your clergy colleagues to know that the doubt is okay, and that they're still called even in the midst of their doubts, and that they need to take care of themselves. I like it. That is a great word for all clergy. So thank you. So last question. I'm going to give you 3 words. Okay. You get 3 words to encapsulate your future as the pastor of Immanuel United Methodist Church, however long that is. But when you think about your role as pastor and their role as congregation, and you think about your future together, what 3 words come to mind?
Let's see. So just 3 words. I think I'll start with inspiration.
Inspiration. Okay.
That they inspire me often. And I hope I'm inspiring them as we all reach out and try new things and go different ways. That the inspiration is always, to me, it's a positive, up-thinking word. It's not inspiration to be bad or anything. And so inspiration would be first. Second word would be growth. Growth. I mean, I feel way in this part of my life, I'm growing with the course of study classes and things that I hadn't pictured I'd be doing at this time. But I love college. I love school. So I'm enjoying those. And then growth for my congregation, that they're learning something new, trying something new, that they're, developing some spiritual disciplines, those that you pretty much feel aren't doing spiritual disciplines, they'll try one, and that their faith will grow, that they will grow as a person. Growth would be the second one. Well, this is tough. It's
Inspiration, growth, and
another one word to describe my time here.
that is your hope for your time together in the future here at this church.
Okay, I'll take the easy way out and I'll say love. Because the inspiration and growth kind of covers like what my mind is thinking, even though I could put a lot of words in it. But this congregation loves each other very much, and they opened up to put me in that love bubble that they have. And so I think there's more ways we can love the community and things that we haven't done yet, and they are just good at love. And so I would see that continue, and that we all could grow together in love and in loving others. It's kind of with the growth, but I'll do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Inspiration, growth, and love. I think that's a beautiful future to live into with your leadership to guide them.
Thank you.
So that would be my hope and prayer for you and your future at Immanuel United Methodist Church here in South Bend. So Pastor Sandy Atkinson, thank you so much for being a guest on Pulpit Perspectives podcast.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
She's been sharing her chancel here in the beautiful sanctuary of Immanuel United Methodist Church in South Bend, Indiana. If you want to learn more about what God is doing in the North District of the United Methodist Church, I would invite you to check out the North District Facebook page. You can also check out the North District page on inumc.org. That's the conference website for the Indiana Annual Conference here in Indiana. So this has been Pulpit Perspectives Podcasts, which exist to connect clergy to each other and to their congregations. I'm your host, Reverend Doctor Kent Lundy, and we will see you next time.
There you have it, a fresh perspective from the pulpit with a great preacher. You know you want to hear more. You can do just that by connecting with Pulpit Perspectives with Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy on Apple Podcast and Spotify, where you can like and follow the podcast. What's more, you can spread the good news about Pulpit Perspectives in your church and with your neighbors. Plan now on joining Kent at the pulpit, where you'll meet another great preacher on Pulpit Perspectives.